Hello everyone, Stevie from worldoftrash.co.uk here. You are back for another episode of Trash Talk Wrestling. It's a show that is developing as the weeks and months go on. At the moment I've been interviewing wrestlers I know from the northeast of Scotland area. These are people I know, so the interviews have been nice and fun to do, and I think they've been a great way to start this podcasting going again. In the future, coming up very soon in fact, we have more interviews with a few Scottish wrestlers coming up. And for the weeks we don't have interviews, what's going to happen is myself and hopefully a few other members of the World of Trash universe, cheesy as hell I know, will congregate and we will be here chatting about wrestling, because that's what we all are here to listen to. We're here to chat about professional wrestling. This week is no different. This week's interview is with Aspen Faith. He is a wrestler from the Aberdeen area. He's someone I've known for years. Me and Aspen used to train together in the Wrestlezone Academy, so we go way back. In this interview we talk about all sorts of stuff, including his work around the UK. We talk about the various training camps he's been to. We talk about his role in the Wrestlezone Training Academy. We talk about Aberdeen Anarchy and his ladder match that's coming up in just a few weeks' time. And we just talk about all sorts of stuff. It's a great conversation. It's a great hour's worth of content. So just sit back, get the headphones on, and listen to me and Aspen Faith chat about professional wrestling. Hold up. Before we continue, I cannot go any further without dropping a quick plug to our sponsor, HeelShirts.com. If you want some of the best wrestling parody t-shirts on the market today, head over to HeelShirts.com and they will provide you with some awesome t-shirts, including the worldoftrash.co.uk t-shirts, which will be available very soon. And now it is time for the interview. Hello everyone, Stevie from World of Trash here, and today I am sitting with the hippie horror, the king of catch, the man who managed to bruise me when a lot of people could not, Aspen Faith. Aspen, how are you doing?
I'm brilliant. Can you not call me the hippie horror anymore?
The hippie horror?
That's
no, we're not the hippie horror now.
No.
What happened to the hippie horror?
It was a pile of gash. And we stopped saying that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Nothing to do with CJ Parker ruining the gimmick, no?
No, he actually did it pretty well. I quite liked him, but
yeah.
No, there's no hippie horror. There's the king of catch. There's Scottish wrestling's secret weapon.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I'm the guy that, undercover, low key, come in and have good matches. Scottish wrestling's secret weapon.
That's what I like to hear. Secret weapon. That's a damn good name.
Yeah.
So anyway, it has been a while since we last talked. Like ages. I don't know when the last time was. Probably before the last Aberdeen Anarchy. So it's more than a year ago.
Yeah.
So just tell me about your last year in the world of wrestling. What have you been up to?
The past year I've been... Well, I started teaming with Lewis. Mm-hmm. That team that's been pitched by Damo for 3 years.
The Kings of Cuts.
Finally happened. Yeah. We've been getting pretty good feedback for the matches, and did some stuff in England and different places in Scotland. So that's going well. Just got back at a match at ICW. So that's always good.
That was Polo. That was
Polo Promotions.
Yeah.
Still the only team that's beaten us. Twice now they've beaten us, but that's the only team.
You'll get your revenge one day.
One day.
You will get the W.
One day. Apart from that, I was out with 2 concussions for a few months. I got concussed twice in a week.
Oh man, how did that happen?
I wrestled Solar at the Asylum.
Yeah.
And I took a toe pick on Hilo and my head hit the floor.
Nasty.
And then a week later I wrestled Colt Cabana.
Oh really?
And he concussed me the first bump. I say he concussed me, I took a flip bump and I was knocked out. And the match kind of just trailed off into the...
It just happened.
And then my mind kicked back in. And I was like, oh my god, I need to do moonsaults now. So I started doing my high flying stuff, and then the match ended.
Well, that went well then.
So I can't remember any of the match from doing technical at the beginning to I did a double springboard drop kick.
That's impressive for a man that was knocked out.
Yeah. And then I did an outside, from the apron to the inside triangle European uppercut. And then I took some Dusty Rhodes elbows, and I kicked him in the balls, and that's all I remember.
Awesome. So whereabout was this match? So we can go looking for the match where Aspen Faith is knocked out for half of it.
Discovery.
Discovery, yeah?
Yeah, it'll be on there on demand, I would imagine.
Awesome.
I wouldn't look it up.
Well, yeah. Don't look it up if you want to see someone wrestling in a bad condition. But do if you want to laugh at someone wrestling in a bad condition.
Yeah,
Would that be fair enough?
Yeah. So yeah, after that, kind of didn't wrestle anywhere for a couple of months. And then my first match back was in the Jimmy Havoc Deathmatch tournament.
What company was that for?
It was just a show that Mikey Whiplash put on to raise money for Jimmy Havoc when he was injured.
Yeah.
So I had a Singapore cane match with Mike Bird.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
That was my first match back from concussion, which maybe wasn't the best idea, but...
No. A deathmatch tournament.
Yeah.
So you've actually wrestled the deathmatch tournament now?
Well, yeah, I've only been in one... I was in one round, I got knocked out the first round.
I am so jealous now.
I got knocked out the first round. Although, I think that's on the ICW On Demand.
Really?
But I did... I got hit with a Singapore cane in the ribs while I was mid-moonsault as well, so look it up, yeah.
Oh, that must have been brilliant.
That was the
That
worst.
must have just been lovely.
That was the worst pain of my life. Anyway, yeah.
Oh man! So you're currently working in Wrestlezone, obviously, because that's where that's where we know each other. You were wrestling for Discovery Wrestling in Edinburgh and ICW in Glasgow. Is there anywhere else I've missed?
W3L, Absolute Wrestling Newcastle.
Okay.
I've wrestled in Rock and Wrestle up in Inverness every now and then.
Okay.
And sometimes Source Wrestling.
Okay.
And I've done SWA.
Nice.
I've done other places, but not places that need to be mentioned.
Where's your favourite place, other than Wrestlezone, of course? Where's your favourite place to work at the moment?
Probably Discovery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just there's no, same as wrestling, there's no bullshit backstage.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you're free to just sort of have fun and do as you want, really. The crowd's really good as well because it's a good mix of like fans that are like in the know, and then lots of like kids and stuff. So you get a good reaction, whatever really you do. So
I mean, myself personally, I'm going down to the event that is on this weekend. For people listening, that'll be that event that's headlined by Matt Riddle.
yeah,
You're wrestling on that show. Who's it you're wrestling?
Joe Coffey.
Joe Coffey, which I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
You have both got kind of good styles that should mesh together and create a really solid match.
Last time was good as well. I think that this time I could die. I cost him the Y Division title 2 shows ago.
Oh, that's a bad.
And then I kind of, if you want to put it this way, I kind of maybe cost them the match against the Elite as well by taking a Meltzer. But,
yeah, I mean, I did see that. You can actually find him. Aspen is actually on one of the last Bullet Club Young Bucks videos.
Being the Elite, I believe it's called.
Is that, yeah? I remember seeing
their
it.
YouTube, yeah.
I did not know we were on it. I was just sitting watching it. I was like, hang about, that's Aspen Faith.
Taking a double Meltzer
Yeah.
driver.
And
I wasn't in the match.
No.
And I don't believe Lewis Gervin was the legal man in the match, but we lost. We lost the match. The non-legal man and the man who was not in the match.
Well,
but you know, that's
wrestling.
That's the Elite.
Although, when it comes to the Elite and the Young Bucks, you have the astounding record of being involved in 2 superkick parties, yet never taking 1 superkick from the Bucks.
Correct.
Is that a record you're proud of holding?
That's my proudest record.
Yeah.
Like,
See,
I survived the superkick party twice.
twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
Aspen 2, superkick 0.
Yeah, this is the new streak in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you can get out of a super kick party without taking a super kick.
I took a V trigger, and I gave out a super kick, but I hit Lewis. But yeah,
These things happen in matches.
I know.
These things happen. So I mean, you mentioned Lewis there. Yourself and Lewis are gaining traction as the Kings of Catch. I mean, when did this team come together, and what brought you together?
I met Lewis 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And pretty much since then, Demo was telling us you two should be a tag team. You look similar styles. And his thought was if you were a tag team, it would get more eyes on both of yous, and playing off of each other, you'd both become a really good tag team, and it kind of seems to have worked out like that. We've only had 6 tag team matches maybe so far. Polo Promotions twice. We beat the Underdogs. We beat the New Nation. Some other. There was Matthew Horgan and please let me remember his name. I can't remember. I'm so sorry.
What was their team name?
Well, they were representing Dragon Pro, so they were team Dragon Pro. I only remember Matthew Horgan because the other guy, who I can't remember his name for the life of me, repeatedly shouted, "Come on, Matthew!" And I liked it. But yeah, so we've only had like 6 matches, but it's been going well. So thank you, Damo.
Yeah. For the people listening, Damo is actually in NXT now. That's Killian Dane. Yes. For the listeners, just so name dropping, we've got to do that.
Yes.
I mean, when it comes to yourself and Lewis, you both look similar. Yeah. You've got similar styles. I think I always thought it was a good mesh when you were just floating about now.
Yeah. We always worked well together as opponents, so
yeah.
It kind of stood to reason that you kind of, as a tag team, it should work. But speaking of the Discovery show with the Elite, I spoke backstage for about a minute and a half with Kenny Omega before I had to tell him I was not Lewis Gervin.
This is I'm not surprised because you do look similar.
The Young Bucks asked if we were brothers, and we were like, no.
Again, unsurprising.
We look more like brothers than the Young Bucks do. Yeah,
definitely. If you were to go about as a team and say we're brothers, I don't think anyone would doubt you.
No.
It wouldn't be like Edge and Christian, where people are like, yeah, they're brothers, or the Dudleys. People would be like, crap, they're actually brothers.
Would I be Aspen Faith Gervin, or would he be Lewis Gervin Faith?
I think he'd have to be Lewis Gervin Faith.
You reckon? I think Faith would be a middle name, maybe.
Maybe.
Because Gervin's actually a name.
Yeah, this is true. And then you could say, hey, Faith's my middle name. We're booking it. Money. We're throwing money at this. So, I mean, in the past, you've been involved with tag team wrestling quite a few times, mainly in Wrestlezone. I always loved the Smash name.
Yeah.
What does Smash stand for?
Superior moves and submission holds.
Excellent. It's one of the funkiest tag team names I've ever had. I mean, do you prefer tag team wrestling or singles wrestling?
I like tag team wrestling because it opens up a lot of different options for how you do the match, how you work it. It can be a lot more interesting sometimes, but singles means I don't have to worry about 3 other people's views on how the match should go.
Yeah.
You know, one-on-one, you kind of get a lot more creative control and freedom. So there's pluses and minuses for both, but right now, I have been enjoying the tag matches, so for at the minute, probably tag.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool. I mean, continuing on with the theme of the team, Sammy Jane, she goes about with you quite a lot. Just tell us a bit about Sammy, because she's obviously not here, but she's part of the whole Aspen Faith bubble. So tell us a bit about Sammy.
The Aspen Faith bubble.
Yeah, the Aspen Faith bubble. Do you like that?
I don't know. See, I don't know. If I could get, like, you know, them wee bottles of like soapy stuff that you blow bubbles out of.
Yeah.
But like Aspen Faith brand bubbles.
That'd be cool.
To sell at merch.
Man, you make a killing.
You know, I sold it. How much money I made at the Elite show?
No.
On merch. £1.
A whole pound. Man.
You know what I sold? An Oreo ice cream bar.
Okay, that's the most random bit of merch I've heard.
I forgot to take my merch, and there was Oreo ice cream bars being handed out, so I sold one to a fan for £1.
Did you at least sign this Oreo bar?
No, just gave him it.
The Young Bucks would be proud of you.
Yeah, well, they made up. They made
yeah,
like 14 grand.
Really?
So from what I've heard, yes.
That is. I mean, I heard that they make a lot of money with their merch, but I didn't realise it was that much.
I think that was like including Kenny, so the elite altogether. But it's ridiculous.
That is
£20 a t-shirt, £20 a photo, and it's just like
so much.
But
that's how they make their money, though. That's
counting that they must have sold like 350 or something.
I mean, that's great. I mean, that's pretty much how wrestling's going in the indies now. If you're in the indies, it's not just about getting your payday for your match. It's about everything else you do, like merch and stuff like that. I mean, what's your feelings on like the merch side of things, doing merch, making merch? Do you like that, or do you think it's like leave that to the promotion type thing?
No, I think everyone should be trying to promote themselves.
Yeah.
If you leave it up to the promotion, then really they're going to get the money off of it anyway. Yeah. Because it's them that's bought the merch. Mm-hmm. Everyone should be trying to promote themselves, get themselves as known as possible, and as you're doing that, you're going to gain fans. So, like anything, they want to be able to buy things to support you. Yeah. I'm all for merch. Yeah. Sammy Jane. Yeah. Yes. She is my valet. Mm-hmm. She is occasional tag team partner. One day, if someone books it, she will be the third member of the Kings of Catch as the Kingdom of Catch. Ooh. Nice. Yeah, probably one of the best women's wrestlers in the country right now. Okay. She's getting a lot of good stuff down in England. Wrestling Miko Satomura. Okay. I think she's wrestling one of the other Japanese girls, but I can't remember which one. But she's doing a lot of good stuff down there. So hopefully this leads to more people seeing how good she is. Yeah. Because she really is very, very good. Yeah. Well, here's hoping is because people from up this way, it's a bit of a curse being from this high up in Scotland. Yeah. It's like I was saying this with Scotty Swift in the previous interview. We're in a bit of a bubble here, and it can be hard to break out of the bubble into the other scenes and stuff like that, just because we're so far away from everything. So yeah, it's good to see her getting out. It's good to see yourself getting out of the bubble, because that's the hardest part. That goes back to the promoting yourself thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you really should. Like guys, there's guys up here who could do really well other places, but they don't push for it. They don't promote themselves online or message promoters, or like I used to just go to shows that I wasn't booked on just to meet people, and it's led to bookings. Like Zach Dynamite, he could do really well in like Discovery or something. Same with Archer, Chris Archer. Damien's really good. Like Sean Johnson. Like there's loads of guys. Hopefully Crusher when he comes back, because he was starting to get bookings other places, and then obviously he got hurt. But there's loads of guys that could do really well, but nobody knows them because we're up in Aberdeen and they don't push themselves to everyone and don't promote that they are wrestlers. People like something as simple as I've got a YouTube channel, and any match that I can get footage of, I'll stick up on there. Yeah. Someone sees it, they'll show their mate. Their mate likes it. Yeah. Their mate knows someone. Blah blah blah. It goes from there. Yeah. Turn up at a Discovery show with, just with the thing of hi, I'm whoever, and then the guy now knows who you are. Mm-hmm. In future, if he's really desperate for someone, there's this guy up in Aberdeen. He can come down to Aspen. Yeah, and hey, you never know. I mean, I've seen this happening before where people have turned up at shows but they're not booked on. A space pops up. They can get a match. You might get a shot in a rumble. You might get placed. Just someone might not turn up. You might get placed in a match. So yeah, I mean, what you're saying there, I think and it goes for anyone in any sort of entertainment medium. You need to networking. Push, networking and push yourself onto people. Yeah. Oh, cool. Let's briefly talk about the Wrestlezone Training Academy. So you came up through the Wrestlezone Training Academy. Yeah. We both used to chop the piss out each other. Tell us a bit about your training and how you came up through into the wrestling world. My training in what aspect?
Well, how you learned to wrestle. Pretend I don't know.
Pretend you don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I used to go to Wrestlezone shows.
Mm-hmm.
Found out eventually they had a training place. So obviously it's something that I've been wanting to do. This was 6.5 years ago.
Really?
2011.
That long?
Mm.
Jeez.
I started training January 2011.
Is it really that long ago?
Yeah.
Feels like it was only 2 years ago or something.
No,
Man.
January 2011. Yeah, just same as anyone really. Like, I could go into it, but anyone who's listening to a wrestling podcast kind of knows. We're going through the bumps, learning all this, blah blah blah. And then I had my first match January 2012. Mm-hmm. And yeah, from there just kind of first year or two just focused on Wrestlezone, but then you always want to do more.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, it was cool to see you evolve from when you first came in. So remember your first match?
Yeah.
When the hippie horror debuted?
And I just murdered Chris Archer.
Yeah, poor Chris Archer. Poor Chris Archer. And then slowly as it went on, I mean, obviously the hippie horror thing didn't really pan out.
No.
And it just, you kind of evolved into what you are now.
Yeah.
Which is really cool to see.
Which is just me, really.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't even say it's you up at 11, I would say it is just you.
It's just me. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well, cool. So cliche question time. Yeah. Who is your favourite wrestler?
Now or of all time?
Of all, well, let's go now and of all time, just to be awkward.
Favourite wrestler of all time is Chris Jericho.
Okay.
Favourite wrestler now? Who do I like watching? Kenny Omega, probably.
Good pick.
Probably.
For the moment, he's probably one of the best in the world.
Oh, I would say he's for sure the best.
There's people that would argue that it's Okada that's the best in the world.
Yeah, there's just something about Okada that I can't get into.
Same here. I don't know what it is.
But I would say Kenny's probably the best in the world. And from watching him from inside the barrier at ringside at the Elite Show, like,
that must have been amazing.
Yeah, just everything's on point. Nothing is mistimed. Everything is just perfect, and it's nuts. I mean, how can you be that good?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
It's frustrating.
But like, yeah, he's probably right now him or still really like Sami Callihan. Mm-hmm. But yeah, all time probably Jericho or William Regal or Fit Finlay. Basically, like British guys that beat the folk up, or Chris Jericho. Or Chris
Jericho. That's a good choice. Good choice. What would you say pulls you to Chris Jericho? I mean, one thing about him that really just resonates with you.
I've been watching wrestling since like 98, 99.
Yeah.
And I just always thought he looked just like the coolest person in the world.
Yeah.
Like, he's probably the reason I've got long hair.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Yeah. The reason I've probably got long hair is because I wanted to be Chris Jericho.
He was the man. He was the absolute man.
Like the coolest person in the world.
Yeah.
And like, it really annoys me that I don't feel comfortable wrestling when I've got kick pads on. Right. Because I really want to just like full on Jericho kick pads.
Yeah.
But I just feel uncomfortable with them. Oh. So I've got boots.
You could get a gold jacket.
I would love a light up jacket. I've been thinking about getting a light up jacket for ballroom.
It could be done. I think you should do that. I think you should get a light up jacket.
I was looking online at like like LED strips.
Yeah.
Like flexible ones that I could like make into a design on the back of my jacket. But then it's got like power packs and stuff I need to.
Poundland fairy lights, that's all you need. Stitch them into it.
Oh yeah. That'll look amazing. Also I've been thinking like remember my Hook?
Yeah.
Rufio. Mm-hmm. Remember his jacket with the bones on it and stuff?
Yeah.
I want a Rufio jacket.
A Rufio jacket, that's badass.
Yeah.
That would be badass. That would be brilliant. Rufio. You come out that curtains at the ballroom wearing that.
Well, a Rufio jacket.
Rufio. Oh. Yeah. Okay, random Rufio moment there. So, at the moment, what wrestling do you watch that you're not a part of?
I watch, well, I watch pretty much everything. Like, if I see a wrestling match appear on my timeline, I will watch it. Like, there's nothing that I will not watch if I can find it. I really enjoy watching PWG.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't get that kind of mental stuff in the UK.
No.
Like, I can see why a lot of people are like still really into American indies over British indies, because you don't get that kind of mental matches. But then I do watch like Progress and, you know, Rev Pro and all that.
Yeah.
But one of my favourite things to watch is bad wrestling. Like,
the bad wrestling's the best.
bad wrestling's amazing. Like, I will sometimes just go seek out really bad wrestling on YouTube and just sit for hours watching.
Some of it's brilliant.
I just, like, there's nothing beats just a really bad wrestling match.
What would you say is the worst match you've seen on YouTube?
Worst as in just awful, or worst as in so bad that it's amazing?
Both.
The worst ones are like the ones that you see on that what's it called? World famous flea market.
Okay, yeah. I've seen that channel.
Those matches are just bad.
Yeah.
But like $5 wrestling, there's some amazing like 3-way matches. Like, just...
Is Freight Train still on $5 wrestling?
I think so. There's now a $10 wrestling, which is like death matches and stuff.
What? I did not know about this.
Yeah. If you go on the High Spots Network, $10 wrestling, and it's like the same kind of guys like Raider Rock and stuff.
And the guy with the big lump on his head and stuff.
That's Raider Rock.
Yeah. Who does?
Yeah, and he like sharpies up his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like them guys, but like doing death matches.
Oh, it's the Canadian guy. What's his name?
Jeff Hart.
Oh, he is mental.
I've got Jeff Hart on Facebook. He posts promos all the time.
He is. If anyone wants to see the angriest wrestler on the planet, look out this guy. He is insane.
Jeff the Hitman Hart.
Oh, he's mental. His promos you can barely understand them.
Yeah. He had a feud on $5 wrestling with a guy called Dick Flair, and he was like the illegitimate Flair child.
Yeah.
It was just awful.
Oh,
like him trying to go for a sharpshooter, which you can't put on, and then Dick Flair putting on a figure four, which you can't do.
Jesus, man. That's insane.
$5 wrestling is one of my favourite things to watch, just because it's just the funniest. Like, there's a guy on it called Mr. Sleaze. I don't know if you've seen him.
No, I've not seen him.
He's called Mr. Sleaze, right? And he's got like these sideburns and like long hair.
Yeah.
But he came out at their, like, they did an pay-per-view, and he came out with like tassels on his boots and stuff, right? And like multicolored trunks.
Yeah.
He's called Mr. Sleaze. He's basically doing like a Joey Ryan gimmick, but he looks like
He's a $5 wrestler.
And then like he hits like a super kick in the match, and they just start calling him Uncle Buck because he looks like an old young buck. It's just one of my favourite things.
Oh, yeah, $5 wrestling is well worth seeking out if you want some bad wrestling entertainment. I'm just going to quickly. I can't remember the names of the wrestlers that was in this match, but it was, and it's not even on YouTube, because I was looking for this other night because I was bored. CPW, it's a Scottish promotion, and there's a wrestling match with two females wrestling, and I believe they're fighting over who gets possession of the fluffy boots.
Right.
And somehow a woman slams the other woman, but when she slammed her with such force that she knocked herself out and she lost. And I was like, when I seen this, I was screaming at I was like, what the F is going on here? This is just stupid. And
I've never seen this.
Have you not? No, man. If I can find it, I will send you it.
I've never seen
this. Was the worst match I'd ever seen. But let's go back onto good wrestling. The current UK scene. What are your thoughts on this at the moment?
It's probably the best it's ever been since, the 70s, 80s. Like, popularity wise, it is probably the best it's ever been quality wise.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
In ring quality, it's the best that Britain's ever had.
Yeah.
It's probably the perfect time for people getting into wrestling, as in becoming wrestlers.
Yeah.
Because there's so many places to train, and they're all really good. And there's so many promotions that you're kind of guaranteed that you're going to get something at least for, to help you work on getting your name out there. You've all these wrestling schools have got promotions bound to them. Yeah. Like Wrestlezone, GPWA has got their like well, the Asylum has got the GPWA shows, but they've also got ICW.
Yeah, okay.
Source, they do their own shows as well. You know, W3L's got their training place, they do shows. So like, there's every training place has got like a company attached to it that's running shows. So once your show ready, you're kind of guaranteed bookings, at least to an extent.
Yeah. Would you say it's just a case of if once you're ready, as long as you do what you're saying before, push yourself out there, there's a good chance of getting something.
Oh yeah. If obviously you still have to be working on your training and stuff to the point where you're good enough.
Yeah.
But you're kind of guaranteed something within the promotion that you're training with. It's just after that, you know, working, training, traveling places, getting better to then be working other places. But like, I think, as I say, I started 2011, but I think I started the perfect time. Yeah. Because like then it wasn't anything like it is now.
There was nothing really.
But as I've grown and as I've gotten better, so is all the wrestling in the country. Yeah. So I've kind of came up with it. So as these places have been getting better, I've been getting better with them. So it's kind of like worked out really well for me. Yeah. But right now, like Wrestlezone, the training place, they've got like, they must have over 20, 25 trainees. Really? Coming different days of the week and stuff, you know? Like they're open Sunday to Thursday. Jeez. And like they've got trainees coming in all the time. But all of them, if they keep going at the pace they are and they keep getting better, they'll obviously get on some Wrestlezone shows, but if they keep training and keep trying and keep going, like that's literally like a whole roster worth of people coming out of Aberdeen. Yeah, that's amazing. Which has never happened before.
No, that's amazing. I never realised this, that they had that many people. I mean,
there's like, because there's, you know, Sunday and Thursday is like intermediate, like Monday and Tuesday maybe is like beginners, and then Wednesday's like show talent, and you can, you know, whatever, but then you can come in other days if you want. But there's loads, and that's never happened before. Like when I started training, there was 3 of us that started training at the same time, and there's only me.
Yeah, you were the only one that stayed.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I only know this because I can't remember the other 2 people.
Jordan.
Of course it was Jordan.
And
sorry, Jordan.
Jordan.
If you're listening, I'm really sorry because you're awesome.
And a guy called Stuart, maybe?
I can't remember.
Big guy.
There were so many people back then that used to come in. They'd come for a day then leave.
Yeah. There's 3 people on my first day, and then I was the only one that got on shows. But then from when I got on shows, from when I started till the next person that got on shows was maybe Caden Garrick. Yeah. Caden Garrick or Mickey Vega maybe. Like, but that was like 3 years. Because folk would turn up and then never do anything.
This happens a lot in the rest, especially in like the old days of the Wrestlezone Training Academy. It wasn't, you didn't have a ring every day, you were bumping on wooden floors. Yeah. It's like, you've got to learn to bump on this wooden floor and get tough. And it's like, a lot of people just could not handle that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, like, you'd have groups of maybe 6 starting one day, and it'd be like, well, I can tell he's going to stick in, these are all going to leave, and then the next week there'd be 2 of them.
Like, that was about it.
But no, now they've got loads of trainees, and they've all stuck it out to the point where they're now, you know, doing slightly more advanced things and whatever. So like, if they all stick in all the way through, or if, you know, touch wood, no one gets injured, like that's a whole new roster of people coming out of Aberdeen. Yeah. Which would probably help with the whole, you know, being isolated from everyone else thing. Yeah. Because if one person every couple of years is coming out of a training place, nobody's thinking anything of it.
That's just a trickle. But yeah, it's, I mean, up in here, the bubble, the wrestling bubble that's up here does definitely need it, because there's only a finite amount of people. Yeah. And it is really good to hear that they've got so much people on the go at the moment. I mean, do you think they benefit from the new style of training they've got now, where they're just in the ring all the time, or do you think they would have benefited by some of the old hardcore ways?
They don't get straight in the ring.
No, they're not. No.
So the training academy's got a room with a ring, and then they've got a matted room like it used to be.
Yeah.
And you'll start in there, and then once you're competent enough that you're not going to hurt yourself, then you will earn getting into the ring.
Then you can go into the ring and hurt yourself.
Yeah. Then you'll earn getting into the ring, and fine.
Mm-hmm.
So no one's getting in the ring without first at least knowing what they're doing to an extent and having earned the respect of what it's like to bump.
Yeah.
You know, you have to respect the fact that the ring's going to hurt you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you get used to that, then you've earned getting in the ring.
Definitely.
If you stuck it out that, you know, to that extent. But I think they normally do I think it's maybe 4 weeks like probationary period.
Okay.
And then after that you stay.
Yeah.
Or they say
Go
it's
away.
probably not for
Yeah.
you. But no, it seems to be going well. I've been there helping out like classes and stuff, and everyone, they all seem like a nice enough folk, and they're getting on with each other, and
I mean, full circle back to where we're talking about the UK scene. You think this sort of training academies are like Wrestlezone's like really good training academy now? You mentioned all the other ones, and this is really. Do you think it's cultivating the scene to a really high point that's at just now? Because I would say it's white hot, not white hot. I would say red hot.
Oh yeah,
it's close to white hot.
It's getting there.
Yeah,
but like all these different training places are really helping because you're getting guys training and coming up through, but eventually you're going to get like the next generation of talent.
Yeah.
Like at some point, you know, just talking about Wrestlezone, right? At some point, like the guys who were there from the beginning aren't going to be doing it anymore.
Yeah.
So then guys like me and Archer and Zach Dynamite and whatever, we become those guys.
Yeah.
And then the guys that are in our position just now are these guys that are coming through. So you've got to treat everyone the same to the point where like they are going to be the future. So if you're teaching them correctly, then the future can only get better. Yeah. Because if you're good enough and you're training them to be better, then they're training people after them to be better. Yeah. The amount of different places that are really good right now can only be helping.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, it's always a good thing. You can tell training's good when the people they train come out better than the last generation. I think that's it. It really fits in with what you're saying there. It's like every generation is going to get better as long as it's a solid foundation. Yeah, and it is really working.
I think everyone's pushing each other as well.
Yeah,
so
it really helps, and it helps that the WWE and the like are looking very closely at the UK.
Yeah,
that's really cool. So, what are your current goals in wrestling?
Current goals. I just want to be wrestling as much as I can, really.
Yeah.
Obviously, got the match at the ballroom. So the goal is to become the first Tri-Counties champion. I would love it if me and Lewis would get a tag team title at some point. Yeah, that'd be great. But really, right now, I'm just focusing on training as much as I can to get better, get as good as I can be, and have really good matches so that I get booked.
That's a good target. It's a good thing to aim for. More bookings.
Just be the best that I can be, really. Because I think because of where I've been trained, I think I've got something slightly different to offer. Yeah. Because obviously Wrestlezone training is going to be totally different from Source training, for example, or the Asylum or whatever. The style of wrestling, the further you go west, is a lot different. Yeah. You know, it's more the action. Yeah. You know, indie wrestling sort of, but Wrestlezone focuses a lot more on the sports entertainment.
It's very WWE.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very much like WWE.
Very sports entertainment. So because I was trained there to the point of getting on shows, and then I've trained other places, I've kind of got a mix of the two. Yeah. You know, so I think it's something different to offer people.
Cool. Quickly, before we go on to the next section, you want to name drop some people you've been trained by?
Name drop people I've been trained by.
Who have you been trained by?
Well, Wrestlezone, so like Scotty Swift, Big Demo, Mikey Whiplash, trainers.
Yeah.
Are you wanting like seminars and stuff?
Yeah, who else have you had some knowledge from? Just so we can tell people it's like what you've got in your head.
Let's see.
Or have you got a list?
I had a list somewhere.
I like that you've got a list prepared. Yeah, these are the people.
I didn't have a list prepared. This is like on my my CV or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see. Johnny Saint.
Okay.
Marty Jones. Jack Gallagher. Drew Galloway. Nicky Storm. Noam Dar. Rampage Brown. Paul Tracy. Doug Williams. Jay Lethal. Chris Hero. Johnny Moss.
Chris Hero.
Yeah.
You actually got. Oh, that's pretty cool.
I did the All Japan tryouts.
Did you?
Yeah, at Sushi Aoki.
That's pretty cool. Where was that?
At Source. 4 days of death.
Was it? Was it brutal?
Yeah.
So before we go on, tell us a bit about trying out for a Japanese promotion.
For 4 days, I did more push-ups than I've ever done in my life.
You've never done much push-ups.
I don't like push-ups.
You're not a gym guy.
No. The thing is, right, out of all of my body, my chest and shoulders and arms are the most well-defined part of me, so I look alright.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I can do lots of push-ups. I can do a reasonable amount. Like, I could probably sit here and do, say, 50 push-ups or whatever. But when you go in, and there's, like, a wee Japanese man, and he's like, okay, we start maybe 300 push-up. And you're like...
300?
Lewis, kill me.
So it's true what they say about the Japanese dojos. You are doing the 300 push-ups, 300 squats, that sort of stuff.
We did no squats the whole time.
Oh, I bet you got
all I trained for was squats.
That's what...
At that point in time, I could bust out 500 squats, no problem.
Yeah.
And then he comes in, he's like, 200 leg raises.
Bastards.
Great.
Thank you.
Why don't you... Yeah, thanks. And it's like, Hindu push-ups, cobra push-ups, push-ups with your feet leaning on the ropes, sit-ups off the edge of the ring, side crunches off the edge of the ring, leg raises off the edge of the ring, all these sort of like upper body and core stuff, which I was just dying with.
Oh man!
But there's 4 days of that, with like in between, like that would be like, say we did a 4-hour day. Yeah. It would be like 2 hours of that, and then the second half would be like teaching you how to bump the Japanese way. Okay. Teaching you how to run the ropes the Japanese way. How they post for moves and how they do all this. And, okay.
I never realised there would have been much of a difference with like running the ropes.
Their whole thing with the bumps is, obviously we would be trained to quick, snappy bump. Yeah. They don't do that. Okay. They will get you to jump as high as you can. Because because their view is the higher you get, the more time you've got to prepare yourself for the landing. Okay. Which makes sense. Like, they want every landing to be perfect and safe. If you go quick, you've not got as much time. You jump up as high as you can, get yourself ready for the bump, and then just drop it at the bump. It's crazy, but it actually has a lot of logic to it. Yeah. The same as when they're doing like body slams and stuff. The way they lift the guy up, they'll get super high, and then he's got all the time in the world to take his bump. The running the ropes is just a different beat to it. Okay. Whereas, we would obviously run, say, 3 steps across the ring, and it's boom, 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 rope, boom, boom. Whereas theirs is like boom, 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 rope, boom, 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 rope. Okay. See, you see like Muta when he runs the ropes, he does little steps, big rope, little steps, that. Oh, okay. It's different stuff like that, and he was teaching us that, and then, getting us to do strikes and then different moves, and then we did like a match on the last day. But apart from that, it was all like, basically he wanted to see your heart. Mm-hmm. He wanted to make sure you had the heart for it and you're not going to quit. Nobody quit, but like it was from day 2 onwards I was having trouble standing up from a seated position. That sounds absolutely brilliant. Oh yeah. Sounds like a ball. Well, here's hoping something comes from that maybe one day.
The fact is, you went to it.
We did it. It was an experience. A lot of the stuff I do now for classes at Wrestlezone, for like the warm up and stuff, are from the Japanese style workouts. Because it definitely works, but it's just a bit.
I think it comes back to you having a bonus where you've been trained at one place, then going around places.
Yeah,
you've got this whole
other knowledge.
Yeah, a wealth of knowledge that a lot of people won't have.
Yeah,
that's really cool. So on the 17th of June this year, Aberdeen Anarchy is back at the Beach Ballroom. You have a match this year. We're going to talk about just what you're doing in Aberdeen Anarchy, just maybe some of the past history and stuff like that. So let's get out of the way. Are you excited for Aberdeen Anarchy this year?
I'm excited, but also slightly terrified.
Slightly terrified. Why would you be terrified?
Because I am in a ladder match and I am scared of heights.
So yeah, I was going to bring this up because it was just announced in the last few days that you're going to be taking part in a 4-way ladder match for the Wrestlezone Tri-Counties Championship. You're going to be facing Bingo Balance from Ireland, Zach Dynamite, who's from Aberdeen, and Brian Tucker, who's from Aberdeen, big fan favourite from Aberdeen. What are your views on these guys, and what are your thoughts on the ladder match? Because I know that you're pretty nervous on heights.
Oh yeah.
So what are your thoughts?
It took me almost 4 years to get to the top rope.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm moonsaulting and stuff now.
Yeah.
But a ladder's like a lot higher.
Yeah.
My theory is, if I can somehow get rid of all the other guys, I just have to climb the ladder once. And I have the belt. I don't know how I'm getting down, but I will get up and get the belt.
Moonsault down?
Maybe.
If you're comfortable moonsaulting, give it a moonsault.
True. Yeah, Brian Tucker was one of the guys that kind of helped train me. So, on that level, I would say, there's respect there.
Yeah.
I feel like this new title needs someone more like me as the champion, though.
Okay.
To which that leads to the Bingo Balance. We just had 2 matches, and very much my type of wrestler. But again, neither of us, both of our matches went to no contest essentially.
Yeah.
Which is why there's a 4-way. But I think Bingo's maybe just a bit too nice about it all. I don't know how he's going to be in a ladder match. He's the nicest man in the world.
He is a very nice guy.
Which, in a match where it's kind of expected that you're going to use a ladder as a weapon on another human being. I don't know if that's... Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, I've met Bingo quite a few times, and he is probably one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in a world of wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Super nice guy. What about Zach Dynamite? What are your thoughts on Zach?
Yeah. So he was out with injuries about 2 years.
Yeah.
Come back just as good as he was, but in that 2 years he's been gone, I've been getting better too.
Yeah.
Dynamite is someone who, from right at the beginning, from when I wrestled, we were on friendly rivalry terms, I would say.
Yeah. There was some really good action between the two of you. There was never any real solid matches or feuds, but there was some really good action between the two of you, and there was tension building.
So I don't know how that's going to go. I've not wrestled him since he's been back. I'm saying that I was in a 6-man tag with him, but I've not had a definitive long one-on-one match with him.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how he does. But out of everyone there, he's the injury-prone one. It's a ladder match.
So is this your target? Is this maybe
no?
Game plan?
I wouldn't say a target. I'm just suggesting that if you're gonna have a look at all 4 guys and you're wanting to pick who you think's gonna win, do you pick the guy who's injury prone? Do you pick the guy that maybe doesn't have the heart to hurt someone with a ladder? Or do you pick the guy who is probably more focused on the fans than the belt? Entertaining the fans, being the good guy? Or do you pick me? do you pick me, who in the past 6 years has gotten better and better every year, I'm the kind of guy who, if things go at Ballroom the way I see them going, the guy who's probably there to represent what the new generation of Wrestlezone is. You've got Scotty Swift against Sean Johnson in the main event.
Yeah.
I think Scott's time's up.
Really?
I think with Sean Johnson the way he is now, away from Ryan Tucker, with Sean Johnson as confident and skilled as he is at this moment, with Sterling all behind him, I think Scott's on his last legs.
Really?
I think...
Bold claim, that.
I think after Aberdeen Anarchy, you're going to see a whole new era of Wrestlezone with Sean Johnson and myself as the champions.
Really? That'll be interesting to see if it pans out the way you visualise this panning out. I mean, if Sean Johnson gets the belt, will you be going after him? Or if Scotty retains, will you be going after Scotty?
I would be more than happy to wrestle Sean Johnson in a title match. Sean Johnson is one of the guys that I've wrestled countless times, and I know how good he is.
Mm-hmm.
So I know he can beat Scott.
Yeah.
Whether he will or not that remains to be seen. But in my opinion, Sean Johnson is looking like your new Wrestlezone champion.
Okay, so there you go. There's the thoughts of Aspen Faith on who's going to win that match. I mean, we'll stick on with the theme of you not liking people. I mean, in Wrestlezone, and me and Scotty talked about this the other day, you're seen as a bit of a villain. You're seen as being a bit of a bad guy in Wrestlezone. You do some dastardly things, and we both agree there's no need for you to do them because you're absolutely skilled enough to get past without doing it. But it just seems to happen in Wrestlezone, and people, you've got this name about you for being a bit of a troublemaker. Would you say that's correct? And if it is, what drives you to do that sort of stuff?
I would say that I don't go out of my way to do these things.
Okay.
But sometimes trouble finds you. And when you're in a situation like that, if you don't have the balls and the heart to follow through on what you believe, then what's the point of even being here? If I believe that someone's done me wrong, then yeah, I will go out of my way to make their life a hell.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying about the ladder match. Does Bingo or Brian Tucker have the heart in them to do that to someone else?
This is a fair point. I mean, Tucker does have experience in a ladder match. Correct. So he has got that there. So I mean, I don't think you can discount that Tucker has been in a ladder match before.
I can't remember, but wasn't it Sean Johnson that got the belt from the top of the ladder?
I think you're probably right. I mean, so do you think you're justified with these views in your actions in Wrestlezone?
I think there's a reason behind everything, and I feel like my reasoning is sound.
Yeah.
Whether other people do or not, that's their opinion. I'm assuming that you're referring to the stuff in the past with Len, for example.
Yeah, of course.
Or, you know, the stuff that I had with Tucker for a little while.
Yeah.
Or sometimes Len Ironside knows why I did what I did.
Yeah.
That's all I need to really say. He knows why. And
for anyone listening, by the way, just to interject here, Len Ironside is a former wrestler. He's an actual he's a politician in Aberdeen. He's a local councillor for the time being. And he was also a wrestler in the World of Sport era, wrestling people like Johnny Saint at the Beach Ballroom in the old days. A few years ago, Aspen here had a bit of a run-in with him, which led to matches, and you basically beating up Len Ironside.
Yeah. I think people make more of it because of his age, but
yeah.
Hey,
I mean, he was a wrestler.
He was a wrestler. If he can't handle it now, then that kind of proves my point as to why he shouldn't have been there anymore.
It is a fair point. I mean, he did sign up, but at the same time, maybe you did show a bit of a lack of respect when it comes to land, would you say?
Yeah, maybe so. But
I mean,
this is wrestling.
Yeah.
You can't.
Do you care?
Not really, no.
Well, there you
I
go.
mean, this is wrestling. You kind of have to be a little bit thick-skinned, a little harder.
And this is maybe why you're getting ahead.
Correct.
So you never know. At the first Aberdeen Anarchy, you had the pleasure of wrestling Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
You can call it a pleasure, yes.
The pleasure. What was your thoughts on getting to be in the ring with Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
He's a very large, very hairy, very sweaty man. Yeah, first Aberdeen Anarchy. I was still quite young.
Was like 5 years ago?
Yeah, 5 years ago. I was still maybe not at the level I needed to be, so he beat me. That's fair enough. He's another one like Len who's probably past his time.
Yeah.
But I was young. He's obviously been wrestling a lot longer than me. He got the win. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
You know.
And I mean, coming out of that match, and this is a fun fact for everyone. And Hacksaw, I'm sure he posted this on Twitter or Facebook. Hacksaw Jim Duggan has actually got a picture of himself clotheslining you on his living room wall because it was such a good memory.
I think it's the photo of him punching me.
Oh, is it punching you?
Yeah,
Not clotheslining you.
it's him rearing back for a punch.
Regardless, that picture is on Hacksaw Jim Duggan's living room wall.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel kind of slightly annoyed because
Really?
he's a thief.
Well, how is he a thief?
Because that photo was meant to be mine.
Oh,
And he was meant to sign it for me, and he took it.
he took it, brother.
Yeah.
He brothered you, took your picture,
Yep.
and it's now on his wall.
He vetted me. He played the veteran card.
Oh man! One day you might get it back. Maybe we can get a picture versus picture match happening in the future. Who knows?
Maybe we can get a picture of me with.
You punching Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
I didn't punch him at all.
No.
He just beat them. He just beat them.
Yeah, you got the piss beaten out of you.
Yeah.
Oh, you bet you never want to hear that again.
No.
Never want to hear that again. So, what are your thoughts on the Tri-Counties Championship? So this is a new belt that WrestleZone's been rolling out. I got some information about it the other day. I just want to hear your thoughts on it.
What is the information that you know?
Well, I just know that it's the new belt, and it is like the mid-level belt. Another belt was needed in WrestleZone, so they have came up with the Tri-Counties Championship.
Yeah.
That's about all I know.
My views on it are, this is going to be in my opinion, the work rate belt.
Yeah.
This is going to be the belt, and I think it's been shown throughout the tournament. Like, this is the belt that you're going to see the high octane, high flying, hard hitting matches. You know, they've got a 10-minute time limit. I don't know if that's going to still be in place.
That could be fun for the ladder match.
The ladder match, I very much doubt 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's still going to be in place once the titles, fully integrated onto shows.
Yeah.
Right now, the 10-minute time limit's a nuisance because, well, one of my matches went to a time limit draw.
But then it could be argued that you could have won the match quicker.
It could be argued that I shouldn't be in a ladder match right now.
Okay. So do you not think you should be in this ladder match?
If there was no time limit, then I could have probably beaten Bingo Balance.
Okay.
As I was in control. But there's a time limit. So now I have to climb a ladder. Which seems unnecessary, but whatever.
And it'll be a challenge.
But I don't know if the time limit's going to still be in place when the title's fully integrated into shows or not. But if it is, that'll set it apart from the undisputed belt. But I do think just the in-ring style is going to be slightly different.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have guys like Bingo, Dynamite, possibly guys like Archer. Some of the newer guys. They might even bring guys back in. Like Lewis Garvin.
Yeah.
Solar. Like all these guys they've used before. That's how I view it anyway. Okay. And from the way that the tournament matches have gone, I think it's pretty evident that it's more of a faster paced match style, hard hitting.
Yeah.
More flashy.
Well, it sounds good. I'm looking forward to the ladder match. And looking forward to just seeing more of the Tri-Counties Championship matches. I mean, the belt itself, you can see the belt on WrestleZone's Facebook page. You'll get a link somewhere near here. It is awesome. It's a really nice looking belt.
Yeah, it's kind of like the US title, but with a Scottish flag.
Yeah, and it's always good. It's always good if it's got a Scottish flag on it. If there's a belt with a Scottish flag on it, I'm sold. So let's get to the end of this. Do you have any funny stories from past Aberdeen Anarchy events, whether it be backstage or in front of people?
Hacksaw Jim Duggan was kind of like a little bit drunk. I remember that. I remember he was smashing the double vodkas before the match.
Yeah.
I remember that.
See, I remember at that event, he just kept sending Archer. That's Chris Archer, but keep mentioning the name Archer here. That is actually Chris Archer. He's a WrestleZone wrestler. He's been wrestling for years. He pretty much only wrestles up in this area.
Yeah,
and he's really
wrestled
good
for Discovery one time.
Yeah.
But that was it.
And it's a shame because he's really good. He's really, really good. But anyway, at the first Aberdeen Anarchy, I just remember Hacksaw Jim Duggan had him. That was his little pal.
Yeah.
And he just kept sending him for double vodkas the whole night before his match.
Yeah, I remember him coming back from the match and like raking out a bunch of change from his pocket and going, "How many can that get me?" And he goes, "I don't know, like 2." And he goes, "Give me 2 then, brother."
Brother.
And I got it. And he kept calling me baby.
Baby.
Yeah.
That's a cute name.
He was like, "Yeah, just when you're feeding for me, don't get up too quick, baby." It's like, all right.
Yes, Jim.
Yes, Jim.
Jim was brilliant.
Uncle Jim.
I thought Jim was brilliant.
Oh, that's a. This is funny, but it's also like possibly racist.
What's that?
He didn't mean to be racist, but you know, just Jim Duggan shouting "ho" a lot in a Chinese restaurant. That was.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, that was funny.
I thought it was great when we were in the Chinese restaurant because we all went to a buffet restaurant on the Sunday, like after the show before Jim went away.
Yeah.
And we're all sitting there, and Jim had obviously been drinking vodka all weekend.
Yeah.
And we're sitting at the buffet table. Everyone's got their drinks, and Jim's just sitting with a glass of water. And I can't remember who it was. Someone turned to him and they're like, "Jim, are you off the vodkas?" And he just opened his jacket. "No, brother, I got my own vodka here." He just pulls a Coke bottle of vodka out of his pocket, starts like, "You legend, you absolute legend."
Yeah.
Working
He was only drinking that weekend because he was away from his wife and he was treating it as a holiday.
It was brilliant. It was something else that weekend. Anyway, finally, do you have anything you would like to say in the lead up to this year's Aberdeen Anarchy?
Anything.
Yeah. Do you have any messages?
Nothing more than I've said already. I just think if there's anyone in your wee groups, you know, your little friends, social circles, whatever, if you're putting bets on between each other about who's going to win what matches, just think about, you know, you've got 4 men in a ladder match. You've got the nicest man in the world, wouldn't hurt a fly. You've got an injury-prone young kid, and you've got a man whose focus is more on the fans having a good time than winning. Or you've got the best wrestler that the northeast of Scotland's ever produced. You know?
So you're saying put the money on Aspen Faith. You're walking out with the gold.
On the King of Catch. The King of Catch will ascend to his throne.
Awesome. Very, very regal, so it was. It's okay, Aspen. Plug your social media stuff. Do anything you need to plug? You got Twitter, Facebook?
Twitter, at the Aspen Faith.
Facebook?
The Aspen Faith.
Have you got a website?
No. I've got Instagram.
Instagram?
Guess what my Instagram is?
The Aspen Faith?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like psychic.
Buy my t-shirts, £15 each. Send me a private message and I'll give you my PayPal.
Yeah, he wants money on PayPal, by the way.
I also do design work, posters for various companies around Scotland, t-shirt design, logo, etc. You search for Bear Hug Design on the Facebook.
So there you go, everyone. That was my chat with Aspen Faith, who's no longer the hippie horror. He's the King of Catch. Remember that. And he is going to ascend to his throne.
Correct.
At Aberdeen Anarchy. Aspen, it's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you.
And best of luck for Aberdeen Anarchy.
So there you go. Hopefully you all enjoyed that conversation with myself and the Aspen Faith. Of course, if you want to catch him on social media, it's very easy. Just look for the Aspen Faith. He is on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all sorts. And of course, if you're a wrestler or you're a wrestling promoter and you want some good t-shirts made, like designed, you want posters designed, hit up Bear Hug, because that's his side thing. He's really good at it, and he can provide you with some awesome posters, logos, all that sort of gimmicks. He's the man for that. He's also a damn good wrestler. As it was mentioned there, you can catch him at Aberdeen Anarchy in a few weeks' time, where he will be in a ladder match, a 4-way ladder match. That is us for this week. Next week, hopefully, now fingers crossed, hopefully we have another interview for you. If not, it will just be myself and a few other people chatting about the week's wrestling and probably some other random stuff. Who knows what we'll be talking about. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, remember and hit that subscribe button on iTunes. Leave us a comment. Come to the Facebook page. It is Facebook for basically World of Trash on Facebook. We're worldoftrash.co.uk on the internet. We're World of Trash on Twitter. Hit us up. Give us a shout. Tell us what you thought. And we will be back next week. I'm Stevie, and I'll catch you all later.